Again. Today we're going to be working on the small details of the interior and the engine bay for the LB Works F430. So we're going to start with this little part here, which is the intake manifolds for the F430 in the back. And we've gone ahead and cut it off here. We're going to use the photo etch provided by HobbyDesign, which is going to be in one of these smaller sprues here. Do I have it right? Yes. Yeah, it's going to be that small guy. Essentially we're attaching these few pieces here, so the Ferrari badge and this little photo etch detail. Now I couldn't find this resin part anywhere in mine, so it might have been lost in a bag that I didn't notice, or it just simply wasn't provided. So we'll start with photo etch piece 53 here. It's just going to be this very small guy. Get a knife out to cut it properly. It's going to be this little tiny guy right there. I don't know how long the sprue like that. Oh, maybe we went quite a bit blurry there, so I apologize. But there's no trees that need to be cut off on this small piece. So we just got that, and what we can do in the meantime as well is we can go ahead and cut the rest of our pieces out. So I can get the big badge here. And then the two Ferrari labels. Like so. Now I'm probably going to need to be close up in order to see all of this, so I'm going to stop the video here. I'll go ahead and attach these to the various points where two labels are going to go on either side of these intake manifold tops. Badge is going to go right there in the center, and then that small piece is going to come right on the end. So I'll be right back when those are installed and in place. Alright, and there we go, guys. There's the finished intake manifold, and the only thing you really need to make sure of is that these Ferrari logos here, when they're installed, just face with the bottoms out and the tops facing inwards, and that's all you need to do. Now what we can do is, after we spray this with color, then what we can do is we can take a small sanding stick, and we can come in here and expose all of that, all of the metal, and that'll give us a good kind of highlight against the red background. So now that we've finished with the intake manifold, what we can do is we can come and start working on the rest of the engine detail here. So I have basically the engine block, engine frame piece here that goes underneath the other piece, the engine bay. For the spider specifically, you have to make sure that you get the correct part, because there's one with a coupe variant, and then there's this one that fits the spider variant. So just be careful in the instructions to make sure you're grabbing the right one. Now this engine bay, so you can see here, it takes about 5 parts, and they're stacked on top of each other. So we're going to start with the front here, so we need 23 and 15, which is going to be in our larger tree, I believe. Where we go? Which one is this? 23 and 15. Yeah, there we go. So we've got part 23 here for the bottom, and 15 there for the top. So we'll go ahead and cut that out. We're also going to cut out the 17, 16, and 57 and install those as well. And again, we'll show you when they've all been installed what it looks like here on these engine bays. It's fairly simple. It's just a matter of gluing down the bottom one, giving it time to dry, and then applying the next photo etch piece on top of that. So we'll be right back when that happens. Alright guys, and there you go. Those are the 5 pieces installed for the engine bay here, and as you can see, adds a little bit of flair to it. Now the only thing you do have to be cautious of is if you can't see very well, or if you use a magnifying glass, there is the Ferrari logo on top of this piece here. So when you're orientating it, you probably want to glue, have the first piece down on the ground, and then gluing the second one on top of that, and then this top piece on top of the subassembly of those 16 and 17 parts, and then put it down onto the part here, just so you can get everything straight and level, and then making sure that the Ferrari logo with the bottom is pointing down here towards the exhaust manifold, with the top pointed towards the engine bay. And yeah, so that's it for all of the engine pieces. And we'll just go ahead and roll straight into doing parts of the interior. So there's some pieces that go here on the dashboard, on the main tub here. This is one of the aluminum pieces that I glued in place and just sanded off the top in preparation for some pieces as well. The door cards are also getting speakers. However, I'm going to probably paint the interior first and paint those pieces separately, as well as the window nets that go at the back here. So just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. So again, here's our speakers and our window nets, which are going to be installed after the paint happens. What I might do is also install all of these photo etch pieces for the pedals, for the footrest, for the paddle shifters, and then again, you know, for these photo etch details for the pedals, and then for these floor mats, what I might do is install that first and then paint over that and actually highlight it with a darker color or a lighter color, depending on what kind of interior scheme I'm looking for. So a little bit of a short episode on this one, guys. I'll show you, I'll come back at the beginning of next episode and show you what all of these pieces look like when they're all installed, and that should be before we go ahead and button everything up. So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to leave a like and comment, feel free to do so. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this when they come out. And that's all for now. We'll see you in the next video.